Hello, curious explorers. I am Professor Hamster. Look up with me for a moment. Way up high in the sky, what do you see? Big, fluffy, white clouds. But have you ever wondered where they come from? How does a cloud get up there? And what is it even made of? Well, today, you and I are going to find out exactly how a cloud is made, step by step. We might even make one ourselves. Are you ready? Then let us begin. The study of clouds and weather has a name. It is called meteorology. So, first big question. What is a cloud actually made of? Have a guess. Is it cotton wool? Is it candy floss? Is it a fluffy pillow? Ooh, good guesses, but no. A cloud is made of water. Millions and millions of teeny tiny drops of water, so small and so light that they float in the air. When they all bunch up together, we see a cloud. So remember, a cloud is not fluff at all. It is millions of tiny water drops, floating in the sky. A fluffy white cloud can weigh as much as 100 elephants, and yet it still floats in the sky. Now, to make a cloud, our story begins with something you cannot even see. It is called water vapor. Water vapor is water that has turned into an invisible gas, floating in the air all around you. You cannot see it, but it is there. Here is a clue. Have you ever seen your warm breath on a cold day? That misty puff came from water vapor. So remember, water vapor is water hiding in the air as an invisible gas, and it is where every cloud begins. There is water vapor in the air even on a bright sunny day with no clouds at all. So how does water get up into the air? This is the fun part. The sun is our helper. When the sun shines on the sea, on lakes, and on puddles, it warms the water up. And warm water slowly turns into that invisible water vapor, and floats up into the sky. This is called evaporation. Say it with me. Evaporation. It is just like a wet towel drying in the sunshine. So remember, the sun warms up water, and it evaporates, floating up as a gas. Most of the water that evaporates into our sky comes from the great big oceans. Now our little bit of water vapor is rising higher and higher into the sky. And here is something clever to know. The higher you go, the colder it gets. It is nice and warm down here on the ground. But way up high, where the birds and planes fly, it is chilly and cold. So as our warm water vapor floats up, it starts to get cooler and cooler and cooler. So remember, warm air rises up high, and the higher it goes, the colder it gets. High up where planes fly, the air can be a freezing -50 degrees, even in the middle of summer. So what happens to our water vapor when it gets all cold up there? Ooh, something magical. The cold makes the invisible gas turn back into tiny little drops of water. Changing from a gas back into drops has a special name. It is called condensation. You have seen this at home. When a cold glass of juice gets little drops on the outside, that is condensation. So remember, when water vapor gets cold, it condenses, turning back into tiny water drops. The little drops on a cold drink are not leaks. They are water vapor from the air. But here is a secret that most people do not know. Those tiny water drops need something to hold on to. They cannot just float on their own. So what do they grab? Teeny tiny specks of dust. The air is full of them. Little bits of dust, and salt from the sea, and even ash. Each water drop hugs a speck of dust. We call these the cloud seeds. So remember, every little water drop needs a tiny speck of dust to stick to before a cloud can grow. Some cloud seeds are tiny grains of salt, blown up into the sky from ocean waves. So let us put it all together, and watch a cloud be born. First, the sun warms the water, and it evaporates up into the sky. Next, the air gets cold, and the vapor condenses into drops. Then, each drop grabs a speck of dust. And when millions and millions of those drops gather together, ta-da! A cloud appears in the sky. You just made a cloud. So remember, warm water goes up, it cools into drops on tiny dust seeds, and a cloud is born. Cloud droplets are so tiny that it takes about 1 million of them to make one single raindrop. Now, did you know there are different kinds of clouds? Let us meet some. First, the fluffy ones that look like cotton wool or fat, happy sheep. These are called cumulus clouds. Can you say it? Cumulus. You see them on lovely sunny days, floating along like giant marshmallows. They are my favorite for finding shapes in. Can you spot a bunny, or a dragon? So remember, cumulus clouds are the big fluffy white ones you see on a sunny day. Big cumulus clouds can grow taller than the highest mountain on Earth. Next, look at the days when the whole sky goes flat and gray, like a big woolly blanket pulled over the world. Those are called stratus clouds. Say it with me. Stratus. They spread out wide and low, and sometimes they sprinkle down a little drizzle. Now, why are they gray and not white? Because they are so thick and full of water that the sunshine cannot peek through. So remember, stratus clouds are the low, flat, gray blanket clouds. Stratus clouds sit so low that they sometimes touch the tops of tall buildings. And now the last kind, way, way up high. Look for thin, wispy, feathery streaks, like someone brushed a paintbrush across the sky. These are called cirrus clouds. Cirrus. They live so high up where it is freezing cold, that they are not made of water drops at all. They are made of teeny tiny bits of ice. So remember, cirrus clouds are the high, wispy, feathery ones, and they are made of little ice crystals. Cirrus clouds float about 10 kilometers up, even higher than the tallest mountain in the whole world. Now here is something wonderful. What if I told you that you can walk right through a cloud? You can. When a cloud forms right down low, on the ground instead of up in the sky, we give it a different name. We call it fog. Fog is simply a cloud that is visiting the ground. So on a misty morning, when everything looks soft and gray, you are actually walking inside a cloud. So remember, fog is just a cloud that has come down to say hello. The foggiest place on Earth is off the coast of Canada. It is foggy for more than 200 days a year. NASA satellites can see clouds from space both in the daytime and in the dark of night. So who watches all the clouds in the whole wide world? NASA does. NASA has satellites way up in space, with names like Terra and Aqua, that take pictures of clouds all day long. This helps us understand our weather. Now, let us remember what we learned. The sun lifts water up. It cools into tiny drops on specks of dust. And millions of drops make a cloud. You are a cloud expert now. Next time you look up, you will know exactly what you see. Bye-bye.